Sorry about that. Stream crashed. So I hope you come back and find the stream. Sadie says like and subscribe. She just had her bath. Hold on. Let me check the channel and see if this is actually live. Yes, except it's calling it a Red Dead Weekend Live Friday Chat Part 2. Hold on. Let me change this to... Let me give you a like. Edit. And change it to Cyber Saturday Part 2. And we better change this thumbnail. Let's change the thumbnail. And hopefully people will find the new stream. Okay, sorry about that, chat. The stream actually, hold on. I need to see the chat. What's that about? So I can talk to you guys. There. Mama One's back. That's good. Papa One says, are we back? And Mama One says, hey, Super Antonio and Sadie. And Zhao's here, says, hello, friends. And Mama One says, my Sadie is as sweet and beautiful as ever. And Mama One says, hey, Zhao. And Papa One says, hope you're well, Zhao. Glad you could make it. Yeah, I don't know what happened. Stream crashed again. Hold on there. Let's get you close. Okay. Choppy chop. Chop. Well, there's two of those guys. A force multiplier. Grenades. There. Okay. Well, we're back. That's good. And Mama One says, do you have two computer screens, Super Antonio? One that you play on and the other that you read the chat? Yes. Yes, I've got the main, hold on. Let's see. There. I've got a screen over here that is connected to the PS5, and then the computer is right here, and that's the camera is up there, and the chat is on. Chat is here. The game is here. That's all you need to know. But I was saying, to complete my thought about this game. This game is story mode is tiny in this game, but the whole point is all these side missions. And see, right now we're in Act 1, so we're locked into Watson. So we've got all this content over here as well, but it's mostly side missions, and yeah, and random, and these blue assault in progress and random crime events. But it's a tiny game as far as story mode goes. Zhao says, a little late, but happy to be here. And Zhao says, I've never played Cyberpunk. What do you think about the main story? I love it, Zhao. This is my favorite game. I never thought I would move on from Arthur, but I did. I love this game. I cannot stress how good it is. The main story is just as tragic as Arthur, but you get 4 different endings. You get 6 different endings if you download the DLC, and they're all subtly different. There's lots of variations. The game is short. It's like 30 hours long because it's designed to be replayed so you can get those multiple endings. But I would say, like, emotionally it hits you on the same level as Arthur does. But it does it in like basically 2 chapters. And then the DLC Phantom Liberty is like an entirely different game. It's wonderful. It's like I'm making a video, or I'm writing a video about Red Dead Redemption 2 versus Cyberpunk 2077, but I compared it to, like, imagine if they released Red Dead Redemption 2 without the epilogue, and then they released the epilogue as the DLC. That's what Phantom Liberty is like. But it dovetails quite nicely into the story, and honestly, I like the Phantom Liberty story more than the main story. I always want to drive off into this. I just wanted to know what would happen if we did that. It was probably not a good idea, as this is our only vehicle. But sometimes I let the intrusive thoughts win. So now, if you try to get that vehicle back, it's being repaired. It's under repair. And Mama One says, while I enjoy watching you play Cyberpunk, superantonio, nothing will ever beat Red Dead Redemption 2 story for me. That's because you're a country girl, Mama One. Maybe the Mafia series, as I loved Mafia 3. The era was wonderful. It was set in 1968 New Orleans. It reminds me of my youth. Yeah, I cannot recommend this game enough. Which is ironic because I dug my heels in for so long about playing it. Because I didn't want to play first person. And there's a little bit of a learning curve to first person, but to me, it's worth it. Completely and totally worth it. Okay, hold on. Let me get rid of some of this. Let me free up some space. Oh, those are worth $500. We should sell those. There, but everything else. Zhao says, this game has never caught my attention, but now I might give it a try. I've been following the channel long enough to know that I can trust your tips. Well, you don't know how pleased that makes me, Zhao, but I'll tell you, I'm only playing this game because channel moderator Hugo Stiglitz bought it for us. Because I'm playing it on his recommendation, and he'd been following the channel and thought I would love this game. And amazingly enough, he was right. But I'll tell you another thing. When I was looking for a PS5 game to play, a new game to play, I asked the algorithm, or asked YouTube AI what game they recommended for me to play on this channel. And it said, play this game. This game was a good match because you love open worlds. And the open world in this game is amazing. There's a beauty to Red Dead Redemption 2 that is incomparable. But there's way more stuff to do in this game. I keep showing you the map. And the map, all of these blue stuff, these all of these things are encounters that we can deal with. And this is Act 1. We're locked into this area. And those are the only ones. Hello, sir. Looks like a cousin of mine. Those are the only ones that are, those are the ones that are listed. There are also like random events that just spawn. Papa One says, friends I would go to at New Orleans for Mardi Gras. Me and Mama One went to Mardi Gras when we were 17. Her parents thought we were going to a horse show, but we snuck down to Mardi Gras. And Mama One says, Red Dead Redemption 2 has so much more, but Rockstar just refused to add things. Yes, I agree. And Peter Walsdorf says, hello to Mama One and Papa One. Okay. Hold on, let's get rid of this. We'll deal with you later. And Papa One says, hope you're well, Peter. And Mom One says, hope your girlfriend had a fantastic birthday, Peter. Yeah, he took her to dinner. He took her to the Cheesecake Factory. I'm not sure if they did that, but that's where I'd want to go. I imagine you probably want something classier and more romantic. Sadie says, like and subscribe. All dogs go to heaven. And you are all in her prayers tonight. Okay, let's go to work. That was a decap. She's lapping up water right now. What was I gonna say? Wait, there. To install malware. Cloudy's here. Cloudy says, I barely made it. Howdy, y'all. And Peter says, I'm going to try to get my girlfriend to try GTA 5 tomorrow. And Mama One says, hey, Cloudy. And Papa One says, hope you are well, Cloudy. Is your girlfriend a gamer? Does she play games? Does she play Animal Crossing and Mario Kart? You know, it's interesting because, you know, and one cool thing about Cyberpunk is you can customize your character and you can play as a girl. She looks awful right now, but I promise you she's pretty. There. That's kind of better. Yeah, you can play as a girl. You can play as a boy. You can play as a boy with a girl voice. You can play as a girl with a boy voice. You can play, if you want, because this game came out in 2018. You can play with a girl as a girl with boy parts, and vice versa if you want to do that for no apparent reason other, because it's all under clothes, so who cares? But and you can have gay relationships and straight relationships. But what's interesting for me personally is even though I'm playing as a girl, I still want to kiss other girls. So she's gay. This character is gay, even though I'm straight. What's that about? But it makes me, it makes me wonder about those men in dresses who still want to kiss girls, but they claim to be a girl themselves. It's a lot like this video game. And I really shouldn't be talking about this, but I'm not afraid of being canceled anymore. Peter says she said Red Dead 2 was a dumb game. She doesn't like horses? Show her the horses. And Cloudy says, I have been addicted to The Witcher 3. It's taking over my life. I love The Witcher 3. Definitely a top 5 game. Crafting is tip top, without peerless in Witcher 3. And what's her name? Ciri. Ciri is one of my favorite characters. Cloudy says Witcher 3 might just beat Red Dead 2 as my favorite game. Comes close. I think the mechanics in the game... Well, I haven't played the PS5 update, but I think the mechanics in the gameplay don't hold up. But, again, there's a PS5 update, so it might be, so much better now. And Cloudy says, I can play as a femboy in Cyberpunk 2077. You sure can, Cloudy. You can play as anything you want. And Zhao says, I would recommend Far Cry 3. The story is not that deep, but it is exciting enough, and the characters are really good. I didn't want to skip the HoloFixer call. I like those conversations. The story is, the characters are really good. Far Cry 4. Hey, why? Who's fighting us? What's going on? Oh, yeah. Hold on. Gotta deal with these jokers. Well, we needed a motorcycle. Oh, cops are here. Hold on. Let's hide from the cops. Far Cry 4 is decent. Zhao continues as well, but the other games are not that good. Sadie is done for the night. She is done with the stream. She moved to her crate. She told me to tell you all good night. Well, we did pretty good, though. I'm sorry. I apologize for the stream crashing. Knock, knock. Netrunner. Yeah, it takes like 20 20 hacks to like deal with these people. Can we toss a grenade from? Kinda can. Hey. Is he the last? The last of us. Who's shooting at us? Seriously? Mom once says, it's okay, Super Antonio. Things happen. And Zhao says, good night to Sadie. Yeah, she's done. She had a little more energy after her bath. But then she's done. She's checked out for the night. And P. Gator says, good night, everyone. Good night, Peter. Appreciate you being here. We'll do the Kung Fu stream tomorrow. But, I'm thinking that's probably the last one we'll do. It's not really getting any kind of views or traction. And I'm just not enjoying it. I mean, as much as this game or Arthur's games. But we'll do one more. It's on the PS5, the PS4. It'd be different if it was on the PS5. Just because it would load faster. It's amazing how fast I got used to the PS5. There's V. Okay, that's about all I have for tonight, friends. The stream was broken into 2 sections. Thanks for watching. Shout out to the mods, Mama 1 and Papa 1. Appreciate you being here, taking care of these unruly bastards. Great talking to you, Cloudy and Peter and Zhao. We'll return tomorrow night with the Kung Fu stream, and thanks for watching. Like and subscribe, and enjoy the rest of your evening. And hopefully, we won't have any more regime changes. Let's just take care of what we've got right now, and then we can focus on Cuba and Greenland next. Thanks for watching, friends. I'll see you tomorrow night.